Here's a little strange story for you. Joe Biden officially canceled the White House Christmas party. That's odd. Cancels White House Christmas party and then attends DNC bash. Very interesting. Joe Biden is attending this DNC bash maskless. You can see Joe Biden wandering around the stage maskless. Nancy Pelosi also maskless. I didn't see any crowd shots here, but Joe Biden is presumably canceling the White House Christmas party due to COVID. Yet he's attending fundraisers instead. Joe Biden cancels his planned White House Christmas parties over COVID concerns, reading to you from the Post-Millennial, that attended a DC bash put on by the Democratic National Committee. On Tuesday, after the cancellation announcement, Biden and VP Harris attended a party for 400 Democrats at the Hotel Washington, D.C. Now, these hotels are pretty small in Washington, D.C., so you'd have to assume, and according to photos, you can see people packed into this hotel. That's odd. So why cancel Christmas when you're going to a fundraiser packed full of people? After the cancellation, Biden and Harris attended a party for 400 Democrats at the Hotel Washington in Washington, D.C. The party was held outdoors, though the speeches made by Biden and Harris and Speaker Pelosi were indoors in a room that the Washington Post describes as a reception room that was not open air. So weird. Joe Biden is out walking around maskless in a massively slammed room full of donors and party apparatchiks. In his speech to supporters, he touted his massive spending plans and advocated for his Build Back Better plan that has not yet been passed, and slammed former President Donald Trump. There you go. Very nice. I believe we're going to win. Let me say this again for the press. We're going to win in 2022. I mean it. Okay. Great. And then Biden said he will run again in 2024. Well, that is wonderful. Go ahead and watch. The war on Christmas continues. Remember, Donald Trump said, we will say Merry Christmas again. There's a war on Christmas. We saw that, and we were at one of Donald Trump's Christmas parties. We actually went to the White House every single year that Donald Trump was in office for Christmas. It was beautiful. Maybe people were just embarrassed about Joe Biden's decorations. Go ahead and check this out. Here is Joe Biden talking without a mask, even after canceling the White House Christmas party.
Now we look at 2022. I want to tell my Republican friends, get ready, pal. You're going in for a problem. And we need to stay unified.
Joe Biden, trying to sound really tough there in the midterm election, saber rattling, right? Trying to sound really tough there. Joe Biden also incomprehensible in his speech, saying, ladies and gentlemen, to my Republican friends, I gonna come for you. I gonna come for you. Joe Biden not speaking English. Joe Biden not speaking the language of the country that he is, his regime is currently in charge of. Very interesting. That should be sort of a prerequisite that you speak English to hold this office, but here we go. Prerequisites should also be a cognitive test in order to hold this office. Joe Biden sitting there threatening Republicans. A little odd that, because Joe Biden has a lower approval rating than the sticky, itchy tags on the back of your shirt, that you buy from TJ Maxx. He has a lower approval rating than the Unabomber. Joe Biden showing the strongest Republican generic ballot, Joe Biden happily providing the strongest Republican generic ballot in American history, and Joe Biden clearly being himself the best electoral vehicle for Republicans, maybe in a generation. I mean, they just lost Virginia and they nearly lost New Jersey. We'll see about that. We'll see about that, Joe. Keep threatening. Here's what recent reporting has to say about Republicans' chances in the midterms.
And of course, this raises the questions, what do Republicans run on in 2022 ahead of the midterm elections? How are they looking at the national landscape? Because we know from that poll out today, Republicans are favored by about 10% to win. And that's pretty strong showing for them. And then it also comes as if you break down the poll in swing states, the president's overall job approval rating is even lower than just the average, the 43%. It's as low as 33% in Arizona, Florida, Georgia, states that, of course, are very critical to the president.
Right, and this is why you're going to see the president this week go out and start selling this infrastructure package as Republicans keep pushing, the rising inflation. They're going to keep talking about, they're also going to be talking about more cultural topics, like, critical race theory. They've tried to make this a base issue, really rally their voters on this. So you're going to hear them talk about that. On the economic side, the moderate Republicans who voted for the infrastructure package are going to try to have to explain their voters why they voted for this as they face attacks not only from Democrats but from their own base asking them why they voted for this, because there's so much confusion about what is in this package because people like Kevin McCarthy told Republicans not to essentially vote for this.
Yeah, the Republicans, of course, are still struggling with the Trump version of that. The Chris Christie quote from this weekend stood out where he said, the Glenn Youngkin win in Virginia shows that if you don't agree with Trump on everything and pledge unfettered fealty to him, you can't win because his voters, quote unquote, won't come out. He says no candidate owns voters. They don't. We'll see. But next up, President Biden is trying to make sense of rising inflation. But the big question is whether or not there's anything he can actually do to quickly bring it down.
Because of the strength of our economic recovery, American families have been able to buy more products. Well, with more people with money buying product and less product to buy, what happens? Prices go up. The struggle is no longer just who gets to vote or making it easy for eligible people to vote. It's about who gets to count the vote and whether your vote counts at all. It's a sinister combination of voter suppression and election subversion.
Ladies and gentlemen, there is no more dangerous thing to hear a president say than that. That is a very dangerous dictatorial comment. It's not about who gets to vote. Yeah, it is, first off. It is absolutely about who gets to vote. It's about who counts the vote. Yeah, both of those things are correct. This is why voter integrity laws and voter security laws and anti-fraud laws are so important in this country. Ladies and gentlemen, this is such dangerous rhetoric. This from a man who represents a party who wants to mail ballots to every house in America. Their John Lewis Voting Rights Act, so inaccurately named, is about mailing voters ballots throughout America. Now, what is that about? Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's about making your vote as worthless as the paper that is printed on. Your vote is the only thing between you and abject tyranny. I think we're already in a state of fascistic government overreach right now in our country that needs to be amended immediately. But this is about flipping the paradigm entirely. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Joe Biden saying, we understand that election integrity and anti-fraud laws that are being passed in Republican states and are going to be brought to states that are swing states like Michigan, Pennsylvania, Georgia, the Carolinas, that we've been caught, that we were essentially caught, and that we are now going to panic. Remember, the thing they accuse you of doing, here's Joe Biden sitting there accusing Republicans of trying to commit voter fraud or suppress the vote. The thing that they accuse you of doing, they are the ones doing it. Let it always be known, always be reminded that that is the case. What they accuse you of doing, they are the ones committing that act, whether it be Russia collusion, whether it be rigging elections, whether it be suppressing information that voters should know, or whether it be moderating, incentivizing, and promoting mob-like behavior, or call you a racist, right? They call you a racist. They call the movement a racist, yet they're the ones pushing critical race theory. It's truly, truly evil, and it must be stopped. Thank you for watching. We are 100% independent news. Are you sick of being lied to? We certainly are. That's why we started this channel. But we can't do it without you. We can't keep going without your help. All we ask is that you click like and subscribe and share this video. It's free and it keeps us going. It keeps us growing. It keeps us getting the truth out there to break the rotted corporate media infrastructure that wants to lie to you every single day, wants to corrupt your narratives, your truth, your story, and your very society. So support us by clicking like, clicking subscribe, and thank you, Patriots.